we have come to... Oh my god. Whew. I'm starting the video just like this. Fuck y'all. Oh my god. From all of the shit that we have seen in this MORT theory, from him going over all Hail King Julian, to the Penguins of Madagascar, to us going through old theories from years back, to him tying them all together midway through, then going back to Megamind, to then have my mind totally broken into 10 trillion pieces with parts 21 to 23. And then just recently me rewatching the MORT theory recap, and then watching the Guardians theory and the Kung Fu Panda theory. I would say that I'm ready, but my mind is not ready. I'm not ready to be broken into 10 trillion bajillion pieces by the Theorizer. But, I should say this. Theorizer, if you're watching this, thank you for formatting the title like this, because this is how I usually make my titles when I react to this. I don't put the entire title because it's too long. I just put MORT theory part whatever. If you've been seeing that in my previous MORT theory reaction videos. So, I appreciate that you've done that. I don't know if it's indirect to me, but, thank you. I really appreciate that. It makes my titles a lot easier because, you know, people looking up MORT theory part 26 reaction can find my video, which is pretty cool. I would say that I'm ready, but I'm not ready. I will never be ready for the insanity that is about to transpire. Oh dear God!
I am exhausted.
Oh dear God.
What is life?
Oh
What is
dear God.
existence?
Oh dear
Just
God.
What the f*** have I done
Oh
to
dear
myself?
God.
These are all important questions that I'm sure will be answered given time.
Yeah.
I'm so far gone at this point that any last shred of hope had by the saintliest optimist has
Yeah.
died and decayed.
Yeah.
My only concern
You are.
is the newbies. So if you are new here,
Yeah.
where do I begin? I analyze fictional movies and shows, try to figure out their worlds, their characters.
I'm not
their
new to this.
secret plots, all manner
I'm
of
not
lore
new
and
to this.
backstories. 3 years ago, I decided to take on MORT from Madagascar and figure out what the hell was wrong with him.
A sore mistake. For both you and for me, because I thought that this would be fun. I thought that, you know what? When I react to the MORT theory, it'll be fun, right? Right? Please tell me it'll be fun. Please tell me it won't break my mind into a million pieces. Right now I'm shaking because it's not fun. I mean, it is fun, but it's also an all-out war on my mental state. You have seen me break multiple times throughout these theories. Save me. Someone save me. Someone just save me. Someone, please help me.
Because there's actually a whole spin-off show. He was one of the main characters, and the writers just went completely off the rails and made him
I don't know what the writers were on when they made that show, but I want 10 of whatever they were on Because my god, they made Bort like so much more interesting than they made him in the movies, even though the movies already made him somewhat interesting of a character. This show is get me off this ride. Get me off this ride.
Insane and complicated and terrifying just for kicks. Analyzing this little character has actually taken its toll on me because somehow it ridiculously keeps getting deeper.
It does.
And deeper, and then I managed to tie it back into the rest of
it gets worse and worse.
All of their other films, it's unbelievable, and as crazy as it may sound, this is actually part 26 of the series. No, I'm not joking. I will link the whole playlist above now. It's pretty...
And I will make a playlist of every single reaction to this MORT theory after this video goes up. Because I have not done that yet. And I need to go back and actually watch a lot of these videos that I've recorded. And I need to actually just fucking put them all into a concise playlist so that you guys can watch it from start to finish without needing it. But I do have to say there are a couple videos early on, namely within the first 6 videos, that I tried a different recording way. I tried to record in a higher quality, but that didn't work and ended up like completely cutting off like a good portion of the video at the end. So I'm sorry for those videos that I do not have an actual full reaction to those videos up. But the rest of the videos are full reactions. You get to the full video. I just lost what I was saying. Jesus Christ. MORT's also taking a toll on me. Wow.
Straightforward to watch, but devastating to comprehend, and we are something like 7 or 8 hours in at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I recently added parts 24 and 25,
yeah,
which are in fact older theories I made on Rise of the Guardians and Kung Fu Panda, because they connect into now. I've been on a giant hiatus because I can't even process all of this,
yeah,
and I pray that you're caught up, because from this point forward, I'm going to enter my zone, and I'm not slowing down for anybody.
Oh dear God, here we go. Here we go. Let's have our minds broken into a million, trillion, bajillion pieces by the one, the only, the mastermind himself, the Theorizer.
Hello, I'm the Theorizer.
Hello.
And last we spoke here, you bore witness to the best theory video in existence.
Yes, part 23.
23. Even though I've taken 2 years to recover, today will be fallout from part 23, plus tying things into the renewed life of 24 and 25, followed by even more new evidence. Then I'm going to hit you with yet another customary series of plot twists and answers, but if you've seen part 23,
yes I have,
then honestly, you're just as deep in this as I am, and I've got you right
where we are fucking deep.
So first, how on earth could MORT be the hero?
Because when we last left off here, we figured out that the entire timeline was fucking backwards, and that MORT is somehow, through some unforeseen circumstances, the hero in all of this. I can't even formulate words correctly because of
this whole time. I said this when we last spoke, and well, it's quite simple. Just take a look at everything he's done in comparison to the France-established exterminator Terminators.
Yeah?
While he is shifty, he seems to be controlled primarily by entities such as Smart MORT who keep the unruly variants in check. MORT as a whole is just death. No big deal, not really. He's supposed to be impartial. He reaps the souls of those who need it. He's mischievous, but he has his heroic moments. And he's not exactly on par with framing animals on his wall or installing deep filter turbos. I think a lot of my irrational hatred for Mort has deluded me, maybe. We're at a crossroads here. Before we can get solid on his morals,
Yeah?
I have to also discuss the ramifications.
Yeah, the
of
timeline's
so-called
backwards.
Backwards timeline
Yeah.
I pulled out of my ass. Yeah, in part 23, you'll remember it slowly dawned on me that the timeline could either
Yes.
be forwards or backwards.
Yeah.
There's a good chance of both. It's equally possible. There's plenty of signs indicating that humans slowly devolve because of a variety of factors related to food, Sky God's feet. You know the drill. Humans are getting weaker, fatter. Technology is doing everything for them. They're eating too much, and this whole theme of evolution and de-evolution is central to almost every single DreamWorks movie. It's a critical linchpin!
I mean, the ramifications of this, because of Kung Fu Panda are stark because there's no humans in Kung Fu Panda. So, you would have to assume that Kung Fu Panda is in a post-human world where the animals reign supreme, or could it be like an alternate timeline where the humans were all exterminated by the animals and the feet influence died out? Or something like that. I don't fucking know because my mind is like boggled with everything here.
I can do this. I can stay calm. I know I can do it. We see
I'm not gonna stay calm.
humans in the B movie Megamind Turbo. But then they start to get more and more picky and subservient and idiotic, like in Over the Hedge in Madagascar. Shrek and How to Train Your Dragon are both sort of anomalies to be discussed, but I mean anything involving literally regressed humanity is of suspicious placement. But if something's at the end of the timeline, you'll tend to see intelligent animals and desperate footmen littered throughout the movie.
Yeah, Kung Fu
At the
Panda.
tail end, we'd be left with Kung Fu Panda,
Yeah.
which is not only peak animal intelligence, but is also utterly devoid
Of any
human
humans.
traces. Obviously, this is a general outline, and prehistory with dumb animals can still exist, so this is not a specific timeline with exact dates. Yet. You see, for that, I'd have to watch every single DreamWorks movie and every single DreamWorks spin-off show, and then analyze each of them to their cores. That means I'd have to watch All Hail King Julian all over again, which is why I've been holding off on posting this. Because that show gives me genuine panic attacks! So I have an idea. I will work my way through parts of All Hail King Julian again, but overall speaking, and certainly for all other DreamWorks properties following this video, I'm just going to keep relying on you guys.
Okay.
There's simply too much there to discuss.
Yeah,
It's
there
far
is.
too vast for even 100 parts. But now we have the tools to sort this. You know what evidence you need to comment. You know how to do it. And if it's relevant enough, I'll incorporate it into a future part. The logic segments where I sort out all the plot holes will be the most complicated, painstaking, and difficult.
I can't wait for the logic segments of this.
History of YouTube, and I guarantee half of you will dip out midway, but I demand perfection.
I can't wait for the logic
Will be the one
segments.
forced to poke specific holes in my theories when the time comes. Now, with everything recapped and outlined, let's get into today's good shit.
Yeah.
We've all been eagerly waiting for. We've established pretty well that the DreamWorks moon is the ultimate sky god, or
Thank you! Thank you for touching on it. Fucking thank you, because I've said for the longest fucking time that the moon is weird. Something is sus about the moon and the DreamWorks Fisher guy who is in the moon. I swear to God, call him the fucking man in the moon. Call him the man in the moon. I want you to do it so fucking badly. Just fucking do it. Just do it. Call him the man in the moon, Theorizer. Call him the man in the moon.
possibly the entire pantheon itself, maybe some sort of elaborate space station spotlight, if hints in my last video were any indication. There's a whole point I even referenced about an intelligent animal, Vincent, eating it like a sentient food. But the one thing I've been planning on covering for a while now is the symbolism behind each intro sequence. You've all been pleading for this as well, so I'll go fast. In Shark Tale, the fisherman uses a sentient worm to Keep
Thank
digging.
you.
In Shrek 3, a bunch of thunderclouds cover the moon with a ray of sunshine beaming
Okay.
down on a critical footman.
Okay.
In the B-movie, straight-up MORT theory madness occurs when Seinfeld assaults the gods and steals their throne. Like,
Yeah.
honest to God, tell me, if this is truly the moon, then how do they sit on it? Kung Fu Panda straight up has no sky gods even left, of course, and Madagascar 2 has the animal's secret weapon. The penguins
course.
ambush and presumably murder the fishermen. Monsters vs. Aliens ties the aliens back into this theory when they attack the gods. And they straight up
Yeah.
put the moon in space by How to Train Your Dragon. Megamind proves every single point about the sky gods' duality. Don't even try me. And Kung Fu Panda 2 returns with Oogway the Usurper, or possibly Vern, as some
This is
theories
insane.
say. Maybe more on that later. Rise of the Guardians aligns the Guardians, the Croods. What the f***? I told you cave people petroglyphically worship the gods. Sherman, get your ass out of here. We ain't through with you yet. Penguins, what the f***? Antarctic ice-embedded shit. More alien abduction. Poe is relatable when he reaches enlightenment by fucking accident. Trolls music, Boss Baby Human ties in. DreamWorks itself is the gods. That's why the moon is the first letter.
Yeah.
They created humanity. Dreams work at nighttime. Alright, so
Yeah.
obviously I'm already derailing. Let's slow back down and reel it back in by covering what my recent additions reveal. So, Part 25, Kung Fu Panda is fascinating because in the event of a backwards timeline, yeah, I can see the possibility of Vern being Oogway in some capacities, but I can't provide copious evidence for it. It would just be cool. What's more important here is the fact that the Chi
Yeah.
is a literal life force, and we bear witness to some kind of heavenly afterlife.
Okay.
These are all central themes, but in a more literal lore sense, I believe that Kai is the key. He is among the last of his forces, reaping Chi with his devil.
See, I haven't seen Panda 3, so... And it's been a while since I've seen Panda 1 and 2. So, yeah, there's that, but also... There's so much shit that goes on with that moon thing, where, yeah, I mean... The moon is sort of, like... Not really the center of it all. Because we know that Mort's kind of taken that position. But... The moon is... a huge part in everything. It's like the main thing that you see at the beginning of every single DreamWorks movie, and something happens to it in each and every movie. So, and the symbolism for nighttime, and it being the first letter in the DreamWorks logo, I mean, come on. It's obvious that what he's saying is totally true. It's like, dreams work at night. They put the moon there for a reason. It's not just a funny little, oh yeah, let's put the moon as a logo, because it would be funny. You know what you're doing, DreamWorks. You know what you're fucking doing. You know what you are doing here, DreamWorks. And we're on to you. We're fucking on to you. Bitch. Ho.
Born
Sorry.
to restore humanity.
Sorry.
I want you to sit calmly and just think about that for a moment. It's all literally true.
Yeah.
This fits beautifully on all levels. This guy is the last of the feet, and he's a soul stealer. Legit. As far as Rise of the Guardians and Part 24 go, we already have, of course, covered most of it, but it's interesting that the Sandman is a kind of sun god.
Yeah.
Considering his boss is the opposite, and he makes dreams work. Allegedly, the books feature the moon being an alien, and the list goes on. But while it ties in, it's still dubious canon. The point is, all the themes are continuous. All of DreamWorks films connect flawlessly, but we'll get specific
Somehow.
with the logic segments. The stuff most important to connect in here would be the new stuff. Ever
Yeah,
since
bad
the
guys,
Morph
then
series
the
began, DreamWorks
Puss
has
in
been
Puss in Boots.
changing, almost as if in response. This is proven by two movies that I recently watched and were gobsmacked by.
Yeah.
The Bad Guys and Puss in Boots 2. You see, my DreamWorks theory is so perfect that it automatically answers any and every single unanswered question from these films.
What?
Watch me solve the entire Bad Guys in one fell swoop with MORT theory right now. The Bad Guys opens up with a moon rock falling
Yeah.
to Earth. This obviously relates to the Sky Gods.
Of
The film
course.
is about a bunch of intelligent animals in a society mostly filled with humans. DreamWorks openly shows dumb animals too, even ones of the same species, and doesn't even try to explain it, because they already have.
What?
You see, later in the film, They reveal that the moon rock can augment consciousness and telepathy for animals, which leads me to believe that the moon has some connection to the animal's intelligence in this world.
No.
Duh. We also see a laboratory where they are testing on animals as such, and it's possible this organization is feet.
Oh my god, the feet are also in Bad Guys. Sky God influence. The fucking Feet Clan. Sky God's sending a moon rock down to the fucking thing that helps with animal intelligence. Kill me! Oh my god!
The crucial character in this film is a red-headed, physically enhanced police officer. These augmented animals sing many times during police chase. This is critical scenes here, right? Giving animals human intelligence, scientifically or otherwise, puts them on par. But just like in Monsters vs. Aliens, there seems to be a power struggle within characters.
Yeah.
Like Wolf, with his instincts to wag his tail being a critical plot point. The Sky Gods and Mort seem to be tugging at each other's forces, trying to convert them. The Sky Gods insidiously preach love, and the Moon Rock is even heart, but it's all a lie. See, it all explains how Kung Fu Panda animals could damn well be humans mentally, animals physically. Another linchpin, this insidious infusion, filling animals with compassion and the human genome.
Yeah?
Likewise, this gerbil character's butler has literally been brain swapped with the gerbil. Do not tell me this isn't the case. I told you I have all the answers. There are so many big moon shots in this film. There's this new organization called SUCM, which is deadass just feet. They're even ripping me off while they suck 'em feet. And consciousness implantation is the same pattern as to how they implant Megamind's brother into the kid's brain.
Yep. How they do Minion, they implant a brain into Minion to make him like super sentient and actually. Now, Megamind, just the usual, subconscious implantation and, alien and animal intelligence being subdued by a clan named Feet, and that was my brain dying verbally. If you wanted to know, that was my brain just vomiting everywhere inside my head. Verbally,
This film explains it, and other films explain this. Beautiful. Puss in Boots. Now they're really going all out. Alright, so DreamWorks has changed their whole animation style and film messages in the past 3 years or so. It was good that I waited, because in Puss in Boots 2, we see the wishing star that Fiona wished upon falling to Earth and proceeding to attract a few dozen criminals to wish upon it with the beautiful little song. This is the Sky Gods. If you haven't seen the film, you're about to be blown the f*** away. Because DreamWorks has made the executive decision to, for the first time in almost 30 years, introduce a character that's none other than the Grim Reaper himself, who
Death.
You not introduces
Death. Death.
Who did they put up against the Grim Reaper? Who did they put up against him? Why, the only character I've treated as more of an enigma than Mort.
Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Puss was an all-hurricane Julian. Puss was an... Oh no, oh my brain. Oh no, oh fuck off, no. Was thinking Puss was an all-hurricane Julian. Puss was an all-hurricane Julian. What, how was he an all-hurricane Julian? How was he an all-hurricane Julian? How was he an all-hurricane, how? Because he's an anomaly! He's a... I'm like almost halfway through this and I'm already fucking losing my goddamn marbles. Woo!
defense cannons to sing in the spin-off.
Yes!
This wolf is either a Sky God proxy or a direct fragment of MORT. There's no disproving going on here, it all just really confirms it.
He's either something from the Sky Gods, or a proxy of the Sky Gods, him being the Sky God himself, or he could just be MORT, but in a giant wolf's body. Because his name is Death, and as we know, MORT is the Grim Reaper. So it would make sense that MORT would be this. My brain is turning into mush. Help me, please.
Much alike Pitch Black or Kai from Kung Fu Panda,
Yep.
moons resemble sides too, the figure of death. And this is proven outright and utterly by the fact that he's a wolf and Puss.
Yes.
In many cultures, notably that of Puss, the Grim Reaper takes the form of the thing the victim fears most. It's a cliche cat versus dog.
Yes.
Dead ass fragment, just like the wishing star, or the literal voices in Puss's head that the wolf so aggressively smashes because it reminds him of himself reabsorbing, perhaps?
Oh
Yes!
my god.
Don't even get me started on Jack Horner. He's the most based f***er this side of the inverse
Yes.
timeline, who is so feat that it isn't even funny because he somehow incorporates everything but the French Connection. He is the living embodiment of what I describe footmen to be. He steals all of the magical artifacts, including the Godmother's wand. He wants all the power in the world, and at the end, he is crushed into the wishing star itself, which would imply by my theories that he either becomes a god, or depending on the timeline, has been the creator and defeat this whole time.
Oh my god.
He screams in
Bro.
this film, I hate talking fairy tale
Yep.
animals!
Uh-huh.
And as if DreamWorks has seen my videos, he wants to be the bad guy. Awful man.
Yep.
He quotes himself as being dead inside, much like MORT, and he's immune to the puppy's powers. This cute little dog seems to be sort of the opposite of death, also a dog, but the side of the coin that ultimately saves Puss in Boots' soul.
Yeah.
They're telling us something here. DreamWorks, you sussy sacks of shit. Puss in Boots sings and dances like the pattern he is, and he joins a retirement home that weakens cats run by a woman named Luna.
Luna.
Like
The moon!
Holy shit! Jack Horner's base is an industrial machine.
Everything goes back to the moon!
Jack wears devil horns like the Horner he is.
Yes.
This man straight up being the do-the-roar kid head ass. Did they resurrect Mama Bear? Puss 9 lives because of the resurrection gods. This is the man after him. Jack sacrifices so many people in this movie. The baker's dozen, like the Muffin Man, who burnt Puss earlier to make the sacrificial foodstuffs. Fairy Godmother's wand is a piece of the wishing star.
Ugh. Yeah.
We're reaching a threshold of insanity. Not
We all are.
exactly comprehensible by human minds.
We all are.
I have predicted the next 100 years of films. This is my breaking point. Ready for the things I forgot in part 23? Go. I believe the reason the fairy godmother's magic was reflected off of Harold is because he was wearing the royal outfit.
Yes.
Same royals who notoriously hated the fairy godmother and probably infused their clothing with defense mechanisms against her magic.
Okay.
Maybe Charming's their son, and she kidnapped him from birth like the fairy changeling she is. Oh, I have no great evidence for that. Why am I going off the rails of stable psyche? This is about to implode. Just the thing to ease my mind. Do you know what the word lemur means in Madagascar's language? Ghost.
Are you kidding me?
Makes sense, given that Alex's help sign degraded into the hellish truth. And get a load of this shit. A group of dogs is called a pack, right?
Yes.
A group of birds is called a flock.
Yeah.
Well, I shit you not. A group of lemurs is called a conspiracy.
You cannot be serious. Sorry, just had to get that out. I'm sorry my mic is peaking. Ugh. 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 Yeah, me.
I pray to the Mother, the Father, and the Holy Spirit.
pineapple.
Yep. He's going crazier than me right now.
They say in How to Train Your Dragon that the Night Fury are spawns of death. Mort likes souls because he's after the souls of someone's
Of the feet.
When Donkey transforms back with the Sky God's magic, he literally gets picked up and dropped callously as if an invisible god is taunting him. And his dog has lived for decades because she's a footman with access to life extension.
Wait, hold on. What? It makes so much sense that Nana is a part of feet, as it would explain how her dog has been able to live for so long. A gift given by the Sky Gods. We already know that they can grant things, so it's not... Yeah, that's true! Like, we know the Sky Gods can grant certain things to people, so... It's not entirely crazy to come to the conclusion that Nana's dog is a gift from the Sky Gods. Because her dog's lived for many, 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 many years and has not died. But the implications of that mean that the Sky Gods chose Nana for a reason. And that the Sky Gods are in cahoots with the feet, which we already, I think, know? Do we know if the Sky Gods are in cahoots with the feet? Because this makes it seem like it is. The Sky Gods chose Nana for a reason, and Nana's a part of feet, so... I mean, that's my conclusion. The Sky Gods and the feet are working together.
Extension. Basically, every DreamWorks film ends with a damn dance sequence. Now is the Statue of Liberty, a copper French icon. Dr. Cockroach says his PhD is in...
Dance?
As he unlocks the alien ship, which is somehow locked with a musical mechanism.
Yep.
Plus, get this. This is why I didn't want to watch any of the spin-off shows. He literally resurrects... Pineapple! Evil pineapple! Fine.
I've had so many big complaints on this so far that my brain is this video is going to fucking kill me.
Finally, in part 23, I discussed how the Muffin Man from Shrek is actually part of Feet.
Yes.
And a key member in the creation of sentient food
Uh-huh.
I have come to the conclusion that he is a terroristic
Yeah.
warlord out to destroy the monarchy.
Okay.
The answer? Milk. As I berated the Muffin Man on Twitter, user
Yeah.
Name pointed out what many in the comment sections have also observed, that, the tub of milk is just waiting there! They
Yeah.
have it already! All prepped! Hot milk to fight Mongo! I do believe this is because the Muffin Man is a repeat threat. He must have some sort of an enormous industrial crematorium in his fucking basement in order to create such a giant gingerbread man. Nobody has questioned this until now. The Muffin Man is a critical footman.
Yes.
Speaking of the Muffin Man and milk, string theory. By string theory, I mean answers.
Yeah.
By answers, I start with the alien genome.
Yep.
So here's a critical question. Why do several important footmen all look so similar? The answer seems to be that, again, they all share a
Genetics.
dress code. This is, of course, more proof for it all being an organization, but many people have said it's coincidence. So is there any possible way I can prove to you all that it is objective? Yes. See, this is where Markiplier comes into the theory.
What?
This individual has, for lack of a better description, been assimilated by the meme cult in real life.
Yes.
Markiplier is, of course, the famous YouTube gamer.
Uh-huh.
Has been memed repeatedly in the form of various dreams.
Yes. Mean to death with Farquaad and Metro Man and stuff like that. Where are you going with this?
Characters. When I say real-life meme cult, I'm exaggerating. I, of course, am referencing the real-world nature of comedians and speaking truth to power, whatever shit. More simply put, the internet has joked continuously about Markiplier looking like tons of different DreamWorks characters. I mentioned this in part 21 as well. They all look the same. There's even one in the bad guys, to the point where so many collectively agree and just make fun of it. And thus, my usage of their dress code evidence and them looking similar and being a part of the same thing is fairly valid, because it's not just me saying it. People have seen it so much that it's become a genuine meme. It's there. and everyone sees it.
Uh-huh.
Therefore, it's objective. I do also find it phenomenally strange that the letter M is central to all the linchpins I've been covering in these videos. Music, memes, magic, Madagascar, Moon, Mort, mutation,
Man.
evil, and of course, Misotheory, the hatred of animals. Keeps going and going and going, and Markiplier, and it's coincidental to the point where I've considered just renaming this whole thing to M theory,
Yeah.
more commonly known as string theory itself, as this is the DreamWorks theory of everything.
Uh-huh.
Oh, perfection. Perfection! We've done it. The evidence has reached completion. I thought I promised answers, though. Oh yeah, well, with all that said, all this updated evidence, those final connections, there seems to be something going on here. I'm gonna figure out what it is right now. It's time for the big answers. Not that I even have questions to base them off of at this point, but something's all wrong with this picture. Something catastrophic that must be uncovered before the logic segments. Some ultimate solution that's being dangled under my nose. If things truly are backwards, maybe... Wait, if I got it wrong, indulge me. Could Mort really be with feet, and the animals really be with the gods? The meaning, the magic, industrialization. Am I losing it here? There's so much shit can push it either direction.
See, this is for the first time in me watching this. He's losing me here. You're losing me, the Theorizer. I was with you for so long, and now you're losing me. Rope me back in, please. Just come on, do your thing. I can't, dude. I fucking can't. I cannot! I literally cannot right now!
Same for the morals and the timeline. But there are prevailing patterns. You see why this is why we need the logic segments. It is becoming ever clearer that both ways could be possible on all fronts! Still, it's not the linchpin I've been looking for. All this combines, Mort is still not the hero. This has officially been proven. There are no exact heroes here. That's moderately devastating. But again, bringing this together, the reversal with the timeline is both backwards and forwards. Perhaps it's somehow not based on events, but rather the movie release dates that would explain the claymation and the 2D. It explains the newfound change in dimensionality and the low frame rates of 2020's DreamWorks edginess. This is a factor to be discussed, of course. But is it that linchpin I've been looking for? No. What's the plot line of every single DreamWorks film? Villains getting sick of their own evil. They don't want to be the bad guys anymore. I had this all written, and then I watched the new DreamWorks film where they took this and ran with it. They're opening up because everyone's ready. And this is why Jack Horner was so bluntly evil. The point was, he was unabashedly bad, unashamedly evil. This is the DreamWorks plot. The catastrophic clash of life and death, of good and of evil, spanning timelines, canons, and dimensions, as the beauty of death meets the suffering of life, and it brings destruction for the humans, animals, and aliens and organizations all caught in the middle. I would say there is hope if bad guys seek redemption, but genomes are infusing, manipulations are occurring. If there's one colossal element that will doom everything, it's partly because this is all Mort's story. You see, Mort doesn't just seem to be one facet of this mayhem. He's the dreamer dreaming the DreamWorks. We saw this in All Hail, but what I learned from the Horseman hypothesis of Part 23 is that he's not just a clown, but the entire circus. Mort is the sentient embodiment of the biblical apocalypse. He's not merely death, but all four horsemen. This is why everything, despite pantheon vibes, still rings true of Christianity elements, because he is the end of days. He has a bottomless stomach like famine.
He does?
A genetically anomalous mutated supervirus that spreads across the multiverse like a pestilence.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a damn motherfucking war criminal. Mort
He is
the doom of us all. But if he's a part of all this, and fits so cleanly into their alignment, not simply because he's the dreamer, but also because of his roles in the story, it can only mean one thing.
Yeah.
Mort is not some foreign eldritch entity, but was a sky god himself. What does he say?
Where we come from, there are mangoes in the air. He was one of them.
Mort was a sky god all this time. Oh my god. Ah! Sorry, I had to yell again.
He was a sky god, the god of the apocalypse. It's the only thing that fits all the evidence. This also explains death offshoots as subordinates, but what
Yeah.
purpose does this serve? Well, that's a bit clear, as any tale will tell you. He must be the old one. Combination, the most powerful, the original.
Huh?
Their creator. Notice how he created his
What?
own pantheon, not to emulate the sky gods,
No.
but because he created them too. They represent the real fruits around him in his actual 3D world. They are his true
Yeah?
children. They are his undoing, resulting in one final fundamental truth. The sacrificial fruits eaten. Mort ate the lesser gods, and so they shattered him across the void in trillions of pieces. He wields the scythe. He transcends the outers of space in the timeless timeline. His intelligence spreads out to the animal soldiers of the world, and his mortal enemy, the
It's
pineapple,
the Sky Gods.
just so
Pineapple.
happens to be the one who takes his place as the leader. Pineapple, fruit that represents kings, father of the gods, titan of time. Mort is Kronos.
What the fuck? Huh? Huh? He's broken. He is absolutely broken. More than me.
You may think we're at the end of the video. We're not. The connection segments are finally coming to a close in spite of the fact there are likely millions more connections to be had
Yeah.
in the logic segments. If you haven't joined my Patreon, do so as soon as you can. Things are finally heating up over there, and you'll be the first to know things. If you do it, I might start physics videos over there, who knows. But before you go, one last thing I almost
Yeah?
forgot. Do you still somehow not believe that the gods and feet even exist?
No.
Well, I remembered one of the later entries in the Shrek lore. A short film DreamWorks made called Thriller Night.
I mentioned this in one of my own videos. I mentioned this in my fucking Discord server. I mentioned this years ago. Or like a year ago, something like that. Thriller Night is a short film musical where they use Michael Jackson's Thriller to bring people back from the dead. Oh, I've been saying this. I've said this. I've said this before. I don't know if the Theorizer watched that video, or if this is from his own, like, research. But I said this. I know I've said this.
It starts by literally opening up with the DreamWorks moon fading into a real moon, which implies that the sky gods are about to do something big. We're back in Far, Far Away for some reason, and Shrek comes barreling out of a movie theater screaming for the love of Gingy. He's terrified and crying because they just watched some sort of musical at the theater and found it to be a completely harrowing experience. As you may recall, this is due to music being the universal language. Shrek wanted something more creepy because it's apparently Halloween night. He says he wants zombies or something, and Donkey says that zombies can't sing, which is apparently something he knows about. Supernatural life granted with music. Well, Puss in Boots compromises and performs a scary musical, to which suddenly the entire world's lights go out and everyone starts singing.
Yeah.
This is poetry between opposing forces, the horror of Mort, the memes of the gods. Yes, Shrek gets mad and says, "You know how I feel about spontaneous musical outbursts." Yes, Shrek, how does that
We
make you
do.
feel? Everyone around them also starts singing, and then we see a nearby graveyard where all of the members of Feet literally rise from their graves. All of them! This is supernatural life extension in full effect, and music is in control. The zombified Pied Piper arrives and starts playing Thriller by Michael Jackson.
Yep.
Shrek then realizes his entire family has been zombified as well, and everyone starts dancing in synchronicity. Shrek is being controlled as well, and he says, "Oh no, not this, not dancing." They finish the song. Shrek snaps the pipes, and then all of his zombified friends corner him and try eating him like the sacrificial onion he is before the absolutely unthinkable happens. We zoom out of Shrek's mouth, and he's screaming as loud as he can. It zooms out in the exact same identical way that it did in Shrek 4 following his return to his universe. If you recall, I determined with great accuracy that this was all the doing of the sky gods who put him in a hell loop. We see here that Shrek has in fact slept through the previews for the musical, and the whole thing was a nightmare that ended in the exact same way as his previous hell loop, which is merely the cherry on top of this mountain of evidence that proves this whole thing was a setup by the sky gods to torment his protagonistic self once again. Shrek then realizes the previews are just ending, which means the musical has yet to even truly begin, and he screams yet again, meaning this entire overall situation is a hell loop in which he's forced to watch a musical. This is the whole theory right here.
Yep.
Thriller Night is a musical hell loop in the moonlight that is memeing Thriller, which itself is the modern Danse Macabre.
Mm-hmm.
And all of the footmen are being resurrected to torment an intelligent beast. The proof is absolute. It's being displayed on full effect. What started as a DreamWorks joke has supplanted itself into their subconscious, and now they can't help but fill their films with feet.
Yep.
Any further connections come from you guys. Comment everything and await the logic segments, no matter how long it takes. Let it be known. Mort is the Demon King Titan of the multiverse, locked in a battle with his interdimensional children and their international cult. And if you don't believe it at this point, then you're crazy.
Okay, well, that was it. Wow. I don't know what to say to that, except wow. That was exactly what all of us needed. That was exactly what all of us wanted. That was exactly it. That was it. That was literally all it. Yep. I'm sorry for the sound being all wonky throughout. I was trying to, like, adjust levels and volumes and stuff like that, so I hope that nothing is too bad in this video, and that it's actually watchable. I hope that this is actually somewhat watchable. But yeah, I will see all of you in the next video. Later.